Will now come to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So good here. It does smell good. City of Romulus City Council regular meeting for Monday, December 8th, 2014. The roll will show that all members are present with the exception of Councilman Kraut.
He's excused.
Noted. Council members, it is necessary that we're submitting an amended agenda this evening, and included on that amended agenda, we ask that you strike item 6A8. This afternoon, we were notified, asked if we could remove that from the agenda. With that being said, I'm going to read the amended agenda. Number 1, agenda, 2, minutes, 3, petitioner, 4, chairperson's report, 5, mayor's report, 6A, clerk's report, 6B, treasurer's report, 7, public comment, 8, unfinished business, 9, new business, 10, communication, 11, warrant 14-23, and number 12, adjournment, and a motion would be in order to accept the amended agenda as presented.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for approval of the amended agenda as presented. Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Agenda approved.
Number 2, minutes. Under item 2A, request approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting held December 1st, 2014.
So moved for December the 1st, 2014.
Support.
Motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Makowski, for approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting held December the 1st, 2014. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Item 2B, request approval of the minutes from the special meetings that were held on Monday, December 1st, 2014, at 6:00 p.m. This was a closed session to discuss attorney opinion, and at 6:45, there was a study session regarding the drafted ordinance language pertaining to temporary uses, special events, peddlers, solicitors, and transient merchants. And a motion would be in order to approve those special meeting
So moved.
agendas, minutes.
So moved to accept the special meeting minute agendas.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, for approval of the minutes that was
Minutes.
presented by our city clerk. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Item 2C, requesting approval of the minutes from the special council meeting held on Wednesday, December 3rd, 2014.
So move for minutes from the special council meeting held on Wednesday, December 3rd, 2014. Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Makowski, Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Choate, for approval of the minutes from the special council meeting held on Wednesday, December the 3rd, 2014. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Abstain.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
There are no petitioners listed on the agenda this evening. Number 4 is the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. There was no special meeting tonight. Chairperson's report. I just like to wish my daughter a happy belated birthday. Her birthday was yesterday, Pearl Harbor Day. So I know I took your business on Pearl Harbor, I guess. So with that, I'd just like to say, sweetie, I love my daughters, my kids, my grandkids, and it's a blessing to have your kids and everyone around you on special occasions. So I just want to say again, thank you, and it was nice being with you last night. With that, there's no other reports from the chairman.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes,
I'd like to
Ms.
make
Jo.
a motion that we accept the chairperson's report.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Cho, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to accept the chairperson's report. Ms. Cho?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth? Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved. Thank you.
Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Good evening, council, treasurer, clerk, deputy clerk, and audience. Quote tonight, Theodore Roosevelt goes as this: "People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care." Pick that quote because we've had a lot of good things going on this last weekend, particularly with Goodfellows, and a lot of people with big hearts to make it successful. So what I'd like to do real quick is bring up our fire chief, Dave Allison. Dave, can you come up and just give a quick report on a few of the Goodfellow activities and some dollar amounts and how we've done so far? Good evening, chief.
Good evening. Absolutely. I'd like to, talk about it a little bit. First of all, with Christmas upon us, we are truly blessed as a city. What we have collected for the Goodfellows this year, it really does take a village, and in our case, the city, because we all come together. First of all, I want to tell you about a little story that happened tonight. I attended a school board meeting. The reason I was there is I was actually presented a check for $107.44. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot, but this was coming from second graders from the Romulus Elementary School.
Awesome.
Now, what had happened is they were instructed to come up with a type of business for a fundraiser, and they voted on it, and they decided to come up with their business idea was to make trail mix. So they sold trail mix. Unfortunately, they apologized at the school board meeting because they sold out. They didn't have enough to show everybody. But these are second grade kids. I mean, and for them to realize, what, a business is and how to come up with a business plan and to put that together, and then to make the decision on giving it to Goodfellows, I mean, that is a city coming together. So I think they should be commended for that. And it just happens to be city employees' wife's class that did it for us. So that was very awesome. First of all, I want to talk about the annual assistance from our neighborhood restaurant. Every year for the past, I can't tell you how many years, Romulus House has been putting on their traditional Thanksgiving dinner the day before Thanksgiving. This benefit this year raised $2,400. Tremendous. I mean, that's the city and the businesses working together. I don't know how we could have it any better. I would like to say thank you to Sam and Bassam for their families, for the workers, as well as the many people that came out and supported it too. Not only by having a dinner, but also working it, as many of you did. So that's $2,400 there. Then there's the Goodfellow paper sales. So I'd like to thank the board. I'm not going to name them by name, but for organizing, for selling the ads, for putting the paper together, reviewing the applications that we received, doing the research of ordering the food and the gift vouchers, and everything you do. It's gratefully appreciated. For all the people who sold the papers, elected officials and their families, department supervisors, assistant supervisors, many employees of the city and their families, firefighters, past and present, and their families showed up to sell papers too. The Romulus National Honor Society was a great part of that. We had salespeople from Swans, which is a local vendor that comes through here and sells food. They helped us out too. Residents of Romulus, and there's even some past recipients of Goodfellows that end up showing up to help sell papers too, because they realized what it was to get something when they couldn't afford it. And many others that are too numerous to mention. The people and businesses who purchased our ads in our paper, and for those who bought a paper donated to our cause, and for the many others behind the scenes, as well as our committee members who are in ill health, we wish you well, as you are in our thoughts and prayers. As of today, we raised about $6,400, and there's more to come with the ad sales, and plus there's usually donations that trickle in afterwards. So it's $2,400, $6,400, and last but not least, but certainly not least, our thanks to my lovely and unselfish wife and the infamous Julie's Tea Party that occurred yesterday. Word has it, it was a great time had by all who attended. But should that surprise you, anyone that knows Julie realizes that anything that she puts together, she organizes, executes. It's always a fantastic get-together. Julie, you have my love and support always. Oh, did I mention she outdid herself again? She raised $13,000. Thank you to all who attended, but you enjoyed yourself, didn't you? Well, we're not done yet. There's still food to buy and the box up. The Boy Scouts will deliver to our seniors. We're finalizing the list. Gift vouchers to purchase, distribution of vouchers. If you want to help us, please give us a call. You can contact us at the fire department, 734-941-8585, or the mayor's office. The Goodfellows model is no child without a Christmas. And this could not be accomplished without everyone being involved. As a representative from the Goodfellows, I would like to thank you for letting us serve you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. If I could, Mr. Chairman, I would like to ask council, I think it's good to show our appreciation, and I think it'd be proper to have a resolution recognizing Romulus House for their efforts so that we can send it on behalf of all the electeds if would be willing to do that tonight.
I'll make
Mr.
that
Chair?
motion.
I'll support that.
Who's making the motion?
I'll make the motion
Ordered by
to support the
Ms.
Romulus
McCoskey.
House.
Yep.
It's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Makowski for a resolution for Romulus House. Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Council, and I know she wouldn't want this, but I think it'd be nice if we also did a resolution thanking Julie Allison for all her hard work and this. I mean, I don't know how she does it every year, but that's a huge amount, and that really picks up where we had corporate businesses that kind of fell off in years past that allows us to help a lot of families that we'd never be able to. So if we could get a resolution thanking her for outstanding service with her Tea Party function.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to thank Ms. Julie Addison for her work. Mr. Wadsworth? Yes. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you very much, Council. Kind of on the same note, but an upcoming event I just wanted to put a plug in for. There's an effort called the Romulus Outreach Center, or ROC, and it's a nonprofit that has started up, and they're trying to raise funds to do a food distribution program. And next Sunday, December 14th, they're having a fundraiser that's for that nonprofit. The theme of it, it's a Christmas benefit concert, music concert. It's called Under Bethlehem Skies. It's going to be at the Community United Methodist Church, and they're having a free will offering. So if you can support that, the church right across from the police department. If you have questions or concerns, you can call Pastor Cindy Gibbs at 941-0736, or if you want to help with that event. So that's this upcoming Sunday. It's open to the public.
What time?
I'm sorry, the time is 5 o'clock, 5 p.m., thank you, on the 14th. So that's just informational. The next, I have a request that I'd like to pass on to have Mr. Wadsworth make a motion, if I could, for a memorial resolution for the family of Vince Bartolo. Vince was a longtime resident, great guy, Rotarian, retiree from DTE, just a gentleman and a scholar. Lost him suddenly. He's currently at Cranes, and the funeral is tomorrow. But Mr. Wadsworth, if you could.
Sure, so moved, Mr. Chairman. If someone will support it, I'll expand on it. Vince probably was one of the first people to move into the Oak Brook sub in the late 1960s, early in the 1970s. He lived on Colbert. I knew him as a friend, as a next-door neighbor. I lived on Taft the first 15 years here. Vince and, of course, his wife Polly, they bowled every year. I had the bowl-a-thon over at the Romulus bowling alley. They were supporters of me. They were supporters of my cause with the shelter. Vince was the guy that always pulled the Rotary float every year. He would take his truck and he'd put all the lights on it, and us politicians could always sit in the back and see him steering. In fact, Vince went by my house and he says, "I love guys like you that put Christmas lights up because I'm retired from DT Energy. It helps my pension." He was a good person. He was a comical man. He always had a smile. The only good thing about it, he was in Florida, and I talked to his wife today, and he passed in his sleep, so he didn't have to go through the pain that a lot of people do on this earth. But he was only 75 years old. He leaves behind his kids, grandkids, and he really was a good person, a good, kind person. He was a man that wouldn't complain. He would just compliment you on everything, and he's going to be missed. Thank you.
I'll support that.
Okay. It's been motion by Mr. Wadsworth. It was supported by Ms. Roscoe. Just before that, I know Vince also. When I was with the Rotary Club, I was a member of the Rotary, and he was a type of person that always speak to you, no matter where you at. Because I know we used to go to the Romulus house, and he would be eating breakfast, and I eat breakfast, and he's talking. He said, "Where's your lovely wife at? How'd she put up with you?" And stuff like that. 'Cause you always was a comedian, you know. So he's really gonna be missed. It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for memorial resolution for Vince. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you, council. Kind of bit of information, we're going to be coming to you first meeting in January with the vision results. Along with that, as I've talked about, we're doing some other updates, and one that is in the process is our master plan for the recreation department for Parks and Recreation. So I guess both to the public and to council, over these next 30 days, anybody wants to look at that document, give us feedback on it. We will be having a study session with council going through it, but a lot of hard work went into this. This isn't just a document that gets put on a shelf. This is the plan for our recreation and for our parks. We've been doing a great job of trying to add value and services without any additional taxes. We're going to continue to do that as much as possible, but this is the plan moving us forward. So for the public, if they're interested, this is the time to look at that document and give any feedback on it as we move forward with kind of our vision for the future. I wanted to get back to you also. I have a couple other requests. We've been doing recognition of employees. You noticed out in the lobby area, we highlight employees based on requests that were written up by customers that come in, other employees, supervisors, and I wanted to ask council to officially adopt a couple of these, and I would like to have the employees come forward. Tonight, we have different categories as well. This is for both the DPW and labor area, as well as covers building inspections. And this request and resolution I'm asking council to approve is for Joe Watt. And basically it says, whereas Joe Watt during his years has served the city of Romulus as an electrical inspector, has greatly contributed to the functions of the building department, and whereas Joe began his employment in the building department in 1990, he's a team player. He's willing to work beyond the outlined duties of his job, always goes the extra mile. A recent example of this is that where he went above and beyond is his completion of some electrical work at Elmer Johnson Park, City Hall, and DPW. Joe Watt is hereby recognized by the administrative and legislative body of the city of Romulus for his outstanding job performance, and he'll get an official copy of this once you do a resolution. So the first one I would ask council to approve is for Joe Watt.
Mr. Chair, if I may?
Yes, Ms.
I would
Makowski.
be honored to make that motion to recognize Joe Watt for his great work.
I would like to support that.
Okay, it's been motioned by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Choate, for a resolution for Joe Watt. Ms. Makowski,
Yes.
Ms. Choate,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you, council. And what I'd like to do is just have Joe come up and give this to him and tell you that the part that sticks out to me when we had examples of what he was written up for is the fact that he goes above and beyond. I mean, he's not just doing his normal job and doing it well like so many good employees do. He really has gone above and beyond, and being able to do things like parks and recreation, and with his expertise and dealing with the public. You know, dealing with the public in his arena is critical, because when you're an inspector, you still got to provide good customer service. Sometimes you're telling customers what they need to do, and they don't always want to do it or want to hear it, but he does it in a professional way, and we appreciate that, and he is very well deserving in this. And come on up, Joe. Just want to recognize you. Next one that I have, it's okay. She's shy. I'm going to recognize her anyway. She doesn't like to come to meetings, but that's all right. This next request I have for council is the employee is Rose Swadan. And it says, whereas Rose Swadan began working in the city in February of 2006 in senior services. She's currently the director of senior services. And as director, she's not only provided services and entertainment to the seniors, but added informative educational programs and monthly senior activities. I don't think our senior activity calendar has ever been so full. Rose is affectionately calls residents she serves as her seniors. She takes pride with those seniors, and she treats every senior as a member of her own family. An example of Rose's commitment to her seniors is checking on them periodically to make sure that they are okay. One day a senior called to check and did not answer the phone, so she drove to the house to make sure to check on that individual, and this person had fallen in their backyard. And because she took the initiative to go out of her way to check on it, this person was able to get the assistance needed and medical care, and she's considered an angel by many of her seniors that are there. So I want to recognize her from the administrative and legislative body, and I'll ask that you do a motion for her as well.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Support.
Been motion by Ms. Choate, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, for resolution for Rose Sedan. Ms. Choate,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Ms. Makowski.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you, council. And the one other story I'll share with Rose, because she's a humble person. You remember we had the power outage that we got hit with that impacted a lot of the city. I think 70 to 80% of our city was out of power. It was over a weekend. During that weekend time frame, we had the senior towers who were out of power, as well as our backup generator was not functioning at the senior center. Rose, on I don't know if it was Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday, I know for sure, cooked meals at her house because she had power, brought those meals to the towers, and served them to those residents with food and water, and made sure they had what they needed on her own time, on her own dime. That was huge. And so when they talk about her seniors and showing her love and compassion for them, that's going the extra mile. And that was another great example. She's humble. She doesn't like to come and get recognition, but I'm going to give this to Julie because she works for Julie, and she does a great job, and we'll make sure that she knows your appreciation. So thank you, Rose. We're going to continue, excuse me, to bring those forward as recommended. We sometimes get some great ones that are written up, and I think it's important to highlight people that are going above and beyond, especially that are recognized by their peers. So really, those are my informational items. I'm not asking for any action, and the good thing is I'm not asking to spend any money either. Right. So with that concludes my report.
All right, thank you, Mayor.
6A is the clerk's report. Under 6A1, for second reading and final adoption is an ordinance amending Part 2, Chapter 2, Article 5, Division 3, which is the acquisition and disposition of city-owned property, Sections 2-325, 2-326, 2-327, 2-330, and 2-331 of the Code of Ordinances for the City of Romulus. This was introduced for first reading at the council meeting of December 1st, 2014.
So move for second reading and final adoption of the ordinance amendments as described by Madam Clerk.
Support.
A motion by Mrs. Makowski, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for second reading and final adoption of amendments so mentioned by the city clerk. Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth? Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
6A2, also this is an ordinance amendment, and just so that council knows, we are asking for first reading and amending Chapter 46, but there are two sections that are actually, two articles that are actually being, asking for approval for first reading. So it's for first reading of ordinance amending Chapter 46, and this is peddlers and solicitors, and this is Article 4, Divisions 1 and 2, Sections 46-139 and 46-176. And also within Chapter 46 is Article 5, Transient Merchants, Divisions 1 and 2, Sections 46-203, 46-234, and 46-236 of the Code of Ordinances for the City of Romulus. And also, just to let you know, this is what, last week for our study session, these amendments were discussed.
So move, Mr. Chairman, for the first reading.
Support.
Motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for first reading of our ordinance amended chapters. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
6A3 for first reading is ordinance amending Part 2, Chapter 26, Food and Food Handlers, Article 1, Section 26-3 of the Code of Ordinances for the City of Romulus.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Ms. Roscoe?
I'll make that motion for first reading of ordinance amending Part 2, Chapter 26, as read by the clerk.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Abdo, for first reading of the ordinance amendment, Part 2, Chapters 26, Food and Food Handlers, Articles 1, Section 26-3 of the Code of Ordinance for the City of Romulus. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Under 6A4, for first reading, is the ordinance amending Part 2 of Chapter 52, and this is streets, sidewalks, and other public places. Article 2, Section 52-84 of the Code of Ordinances for the City of Romulus.
So move for first reading of the ordinance as described by Madam Clerk.
Support.
A motion by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Choate, for the first reading of ordinance amendment. Articles are read by City Clerk. Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth? Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
6A5 for first reading is the proposed zoning ordinance amendments. We have Section 7.03, subsection C, and that's business districts requirements applicable to all uses. Table 17-02, site plan review requirements. Section 17-03, subsections B2, administrative review. Section 17.03, subsections B and 3, and that's the ARC plan approval. Section 19.03, subsections B, 3, and B, outdoor display of goods for sale at retail. Section 22, .03 subsection E, temporary building and uses, and section 24.19, definitions of special event. And again, this was all discussed at the study session from last week, and all of these amendments kind of work together. When you amend one, it affects all of these ordinances, so it's all part of this special uses subject there.
So moved, Mr. Chairman, for first reading of the proposed zoning ordinances as read by the clerk.
Support.
Motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for first reading of the proposed zoning ordinance amendment as noted by our city clerk. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
6A6, we have a study session request from our Community Services Director, Julie Watoko, and this would be for Monday, December 22nd, 2014, at 7 o'clock p.m., and this is to discuss the Recreation Master Plan.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms. Abdo.
I'll make that motion for a study session request for Monday, December 22nd, to discuss the Recreation Master Plan.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Makowski, for a study session request for Monday, December the 22nd at 7 p.m. to discuss the recreation master plan. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
And 6A7, the Property Disposition Committee is respectfully requesting that City Council concur on the following recommendation. The City of Romulus does not wish to acquire any of the properties included on the Wayne County Treasurer's second offering of foreclosed properties to communities. And this was the December 2014 issue.
So
What was-
moved.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for a second offering of proposed properties that the city no longer want to participate. Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
That's the last item under my report. Before I close out my report, I just have one quick announcement. That the Wayne County Board of Canvassers will conduct a recount of the votes cast at the November 4th, 2014 general election for candidates who sought the office of school board member, Romulus Community Schools, Charter County of Wayne, Michigan. The recount will commence at 9 o'clock a.m., and that will be held here in council chambers. This is a public event, and they're estimating about 2 days. So here, Wayne County will be here tomorrow and Wednesday. And the public notice is posted out on the bulletin board. And with that, that does conclude my report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
6B is the treasurer's report.
Good evening. I just have a couple items under my report. I want to remind taxpayers that they have until the end of this month to pay their taxes, and that would be for income tax purposes. So if that is a concern of yours, please stop in by the end of the month or mail your payment in. That way we can make sure that those are processed for income tax purposes. And then back to Goodfellows, I just want to say that I believe Julie did an outstanding job, as she always does. She worked really hard, and I know a lot of us have at some point participated or sat on committees for fundraisers, and I know it's a lot of work. But that place was packed. There was a lot of nice gifts, the silent auction, the luncheon. So she did an outstanding job, and I just want to say kudos to her, as well as you, because I'm sure that the chief had a to-do list. So, kudos to him as well, and thank you for all your hard work and effort, because it does help so many families in the community, and we really do appreciate the both of you. So thank you. And I am all done. Thank you.
Thank you, Treasurer.
Number 7 is public comment, and this is a portion of our meeting for those in the audience wishing to have remarks or make comments to council or for this meeting. And if you would like to, please raise your hand after you've been acknowledged by the chair. We ask that you approach the podium, state your name and your address, and ask that you please limit your comments to 3 minutes. And we do not have any written requests.
Okay. Are there any other comments in the audience? No comments? Okay, Madam Clerk, we'll close out that section.
Number 8 is unfinished business. Number 9 is new business.
Mr. Barton,
Yes, Mr.
I've
Wadsworth.
got a quick comment, and it should go to actually to the chief and the mayor. One of our residents that lives on Castle Drive, and today gave me quite a large check for, it's for the animal shelter, and she doesn't want her name mentioned or the amount, but she took her the dog there about a week ago, and they were very kind people that took care of a very difficult situation for a dog that she probably had for 15 or 16 years, and she appreciates the good service. She really does. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wadsworth.
Mr. Barton?
Yes, Ms. Abdo.
As many of you know, my National Honor Society has been very active with the Good Fellows, and I just want to thank the gentleman who took it upon himself to go to McDonald's and buy 6 hot chocolates and deliver it to the kids that were on the corner freezing with me on Wick and Wayne Road. The kids were just amazed that anybody would think to do that. He just said, "Here, you guys look cold, I want to make sure and stay warm." And I just want to thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Abdo.
Number 10 is communication.
Mr. Chair, if I could?
Yes, Ms.
A few
Makowski.
items about the library. Now, as Ms. Roscoe mentioned last week, there's a coat and mitten drive, and that ends this week. So if you've got any extra gently used coats or new coats or mittens and scarves, please drop them off at the library. And then, everybody knows I love statistics, so I'm going to share a few. Maybe it might make you sleepy and you'll rest well tonight. But we've got some really good progress from the library. And these are all very useful things that people in our community are using. For example, it's possible not everybody knows, but we have we're registered with Ancestry.com, so you can come into the library, bring your own computer or use the computers there, and search your roots. Our use of Ancestry.com in January this year was 255 uses. It was 5,314 by the end of November. Ebooks, you can check out ebooks on your readers, on your computers, Kindles, Nooks, et cetera. January, 472 checkouts. By November, 5,045 checkouts. Our wireless usage has gone up from the beginning of the year, 214 people registering in a month, to 2,250 people by November. Public PC usage, 533 separate uses of the computers in January, and it's up to 6,924 in November. So those computers are in use all the time. And then we also have e-magazines. You can check those out, 155 in January, up to 500 in November. And then library cards issued for those of you who still who like paper and like to touch your books. In January, we had 91 new cards issued, and by November, we had about 1,500 cards issued. So please keep using the library. We love you there. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Ms. Makowski.
Mr. Chair, under
Yes, Ms.
communication, I just want to mention also the lunch with Santa. I was told that went very well. There were positive postings on Facebook about it. So, and also the tree lighting ceremony, that went well, and there were a lot of people out there singing, even though it started raining, but people were still out, they were singing. I want to thank the Girl Scouts for leading in Christmas caroling, and I believe Councilwoman Roscoe, your daughter, is the leader, troop leader for the Girl Scouts. Am I correct in that?
Right.
Okay.
Her and Allison Theed.
Yeah, so anyway, we want to thank everyone, and so kudos to Julie Watoko and her team under the Community Services for putting on something, really nice for the community, and there were just really nice remarks on Facebook regarding those activities this week, and we're really busy. And also, I want to mention is that I know Chief Allison mentioned that the Tea Party, they raised 13,000, correct? Julie had announced that her goal was 11,000, so that she wanted to, reach 11,000, so she exceeded her goals. So I think that's pretty awesome, again, just to reiterate what has already been said. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if I could piggyback on it, we did have a couple great events. We had the tree lighting, little bad weather, but it went well. And then the great event that she talked about with the lunch with Santa. Quick story, we had this same little girl, won't mention her name, that came to the tree lighting, and then went to Progressive and got to sit on Santa's lap and talk to her and tell her what she wanted. Then she came back for lunch with Santa on Saturday. And her mother said, and Santa read a nice story and came in and talked to all the kids and was great. And she says, well, don't you want to go sit on Santa's lap? She said, no, I talked to him last night. He knows exactly what I want. That was fantastic. So, from the innocence of babes. But it was a great event. We're making memories with people, and there have been some nice comments, and a lot of hard work goes into that. People don't realize how much Julie and her team put into that event. It went really well. It was nice to see people enjoying, and we're just going to continue to do better and better each year. So thanks to everybody who came out and supported it, and also who worked at it. Thank you.
I'd just like to say also, Mayor and City Council and audience, around town, there's a lot of people that is making a lot of comments about how well they appreciate what's going on in the city of Romulus. And I just want to thank the administration and his staff for doing a great job, and Mr. Settles doing a great job in his position, and it just seemed like a lot of teamwork is being sought after, and the city seemed like they have a good spirit, and so I'm just glad to be a part of the city of Romulus. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms.
I think that we should adopt a resolution thanking the second graders at Romulus Elementary School. $107.44 may not seem like a lot of money for us, but for second graders, that was a big deal. So I would like to make a resolution that we send a resolution to the second graders at Romulus Elementary School.
I'll
Support.
that.
Been motioned by Ms. Cho, supported by Ms. Abdo, for a resolution for the second grade of Romulus Elementary. Ms. Cho,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Ms. Makowski.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. And I'd like to mention one more thing on the communications, and I don't know why I always forget this every year. I get home or get a call or something. My daughter's name is Gina Barton. That's her birthday. She said, because she said, you got more than one daughter. So it was her birthday. So it's Gina Barton.
Good
Sorry,
recovery.
Gina. Okay. Thank you.
I'm surprised you didn't mention the Lions, because the Lions won this weekend.
Oh, Super Bowl coming up. I'm going to bring that up.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to get the hat that the mayor gave me pretty soon. Going to Super Bowl.
If there's no more communication, number 11 for approval is warrant 14-23.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms. Cho.
I would like to make a motion that we approve warrant 14-23 in the following amounts. General Operating Fund, $63,116.80. Major Street Fund, $3,311.18. Local Street Fund, $153.34. Cable, $18.04. Street Lighting, $43,286.24. Community Development Block Grant is $3,225.59. 911 is $3,929.78. Narcotic Enforcement Fund for $54.98. Water and Sewer, $280,821.81. Motor Vehicle Fund, $98,628.96, and Technology Services, $18.04, for a grand total of $496,564.76.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Choke, supported by Ms. Makowski, to pay warrant number 14-23 for $496,564.76 $1,000,000.76. Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Warrant number 14-23 will be paid.
And number 12 is adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. We are adjourned. Thank you.